All right, folks, let's talk about a revolver that's basically a bulldozer in disguise, the Ruger GP100. This thing isn't just another wheel gun, it's a beast built to take a beating and keep on firing. Want to know something wild? Its DNA traces back to a French cop gun, and get this, Smith & Wesson once called it a giant meatball of a revolver. Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into what makes the GP100 a legend in the revolver game. We'll unpack why it chews through 357 Magnum rounds like they're bubblegum, how it holds its own against the big dogs, and where it's still kicking butt in the field. From its beefy triple-locking cylinder to its chunky no-side plate frame, this gun's got stories to tell. And trust me, whether you're a GP100 diehard or just love a solid revolver, you're going to want to hang out for this one. There's way more to this bad boy than you might think. Ruger was already a heavy hitter in the single-action revolver world when they dropped the Security 6 back in '72. That double-action beauty was their ticket to the law enforcement scene, where Smith & Wesson and Colt were basically running the show with guns like the Model 19, the 66, and the Fancy Pants Python. The Security 6 turned heads because it was tough, straightforward, and didn't cost an arm and a leg. It had this solid one-piece frame, no flimsy side plate like other revolvers, and that caught the eye of folks like the U.S. Border Patrol. Even some city cops started carrying it, though Smith & Wesson still owned most of the market. Oh, and Ruger even played around with 9mm versions of the Security 6, which was pretty bold when .38 Special and .357 Magnum were the go-to rounds. Now, the Security 6 could handle .357 Magnum just fine, but it wasn't built to live on a steady diet of those spicy loads forever. That pushed Ruger to dream bigger. By the mid-'80s, they wanted a revolver that could eat .357 Magnums for breakfast and not even flinch. Enter the GP100, hitting the scene around 1985. This thing was jacked up. Thicker frame, chunkier top strap, and a cylinder that locks in 3 spots, not just 1 or 2. That beefy underlug, it's not just for looks. It keeps recoil in check and balances the gun like a pro. Pick up a Security 6, then grab a GP100. You'll feel the difference. It's heavier, sturdier, and screams, "I can handle anything you throw at me." Ruger kept their trusty transfer bar safety too. If you don't pull the trigger, the hammer's not touching the firing pin. Simple, safe, and a lifesaver for anyone carrying with a loaded chamber. With coil springs, a slick trigger group you can pop out, and that tank-like vibe, the GP100 wasn't just a one-hit wonder, it was here to stay. Now here's a cool side story. The Security 6 didn't just pave the way for the GP100. It had some cousins across the pond. Back in the late '70s, French cops needed a reliable, budget-friendly revolver for everyday duty. Their fancy MR73 was awesome, but way too pricey to hand out to everyone. So Ruger teamed up with the French company Magnum to create the Special Police Revolver. It used Security 6 frames and Ruger's guts, paired with French barrels and cylinders. That gun was a hit with French police, and it inspired Magnum to tweak it into their own MR88, which they later built completely in France. Meanwhile, back in the States, Ruger took the Security 6 blueprint and went full Hulk mode. They scaled it up to make a revolver that could take a serious pounding from .357 Magnum rounds. That's how the GP100 was born, using Ruger's investment casting to pack more steel into the frame without breaking the bank. The French MR88 stayed slimmer, closer to the Security 6 vibe, while the GP100 bulked up for the American market. It's wild to think one design could stretch that far, serving cops in France and handling hardcore Magnum loads stateside. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what makes the GP100 a beast. First off, that triple-locking cylinder? It's not just hype, it's a game changer. When you're blasting full-power .357 Magnums, you need that cylinder locked down tight. Ruger figured this out with their Red Hawk and brought it to the GP100. It locks at the front, rear, and bottom of the frame, keeping everything lined up perfectly. Some folks notice a tiny bit of wiggle when the cylinder's locked. Don't sweat it, that's by design. Unlike Colt's old-school revolvers that clamp down like a safe, Ruger's setup lets the forcing cone guide the bullet into the barrel. A little play actually helps with chamber alignment. Pull the trigger and it's rock solid. No need to stress about it locking tighter. This triple lock trick carried over to Ruger's SP101 and Super Red Hawk, proving it's a winner. It's why the GP100 can handle thousands of Magnum rounds without breaking a sweat. And then there's the frame. No side plate here, just one solid chunk of steel. That's a big deal. Smith & Wesson's revolvers use a side plate, which can be a weak spot under heavy use. Ruger's one-piece frame laughs at that kind of stress. They even bragged about it in ads, showing off their beefy frame next to Smith & Wesson's slimmer one, like, good luck keeping up with this. Smith & Wesson clapped back with a hilarious ad. A cartoonish, oversized burger patty, poking fun at Ruger's thicker is better vibe. Their point? Bulky doesn't mean stronger, it just means clunky. They claimed their forged frames were just as tough without the extra weight. Look, Smith & Wesson's 686 has that classic sleek look, but the GP100 is built for the long haul. Plus, its trigger group pops out as one unit, making cleaning or swapping parts a breeze. You want a Magnum revolver that can take abuse? The GP100's your guy. Another smart move? Ruger ditched the traditional grip frame for a grip. It's like a blank canvas. You can slap on any grip, from slim rubber ones for smaller hands to big, cushy target stocks. It's not just about comfort. It adds strength to the frame where it counts. Smith & Wesson's grips are solid, but they're tied to the frame's shape. Ruger's peg lets you customize like crazy, and it fits right into their built-to-last philosophy. Oh, and disassembly? Super easy. The trigger group lifts out clean, so you can keep your GP100 spotless without a headache. Think the GP100 is just a 357 Magnum machine? Think again. Ruger's mixed it up with some surprising calibers. You've got 327 Federal Magnum, packing 7 rounds instead of the usual 6, great for folks who want a smaller round with some kick. The 44 Special version's a 5-shooter, keeping things compact but still bringing the boom. Then there's the 22 LR model with a 10-round cylinder, perfect for plinking or teaching newbies without rattling their bones. And for the 10mm auto fans, the GP100 handles that rimless round with moon clips, so you can match your revolver to your semi-auto. What's cool is every version keeps the GP100's core strengths, same rugged frame, same triple lock cylinder. Ruger saw a chance to make one platform do it all, whether you're popping off rimfire rounds, rocking a versatile 327, or going big with 44 Special. Not many revolvers out there can flex like that. Okay, let's talk looks. Smith & Wesson and Colt fans will wax poetic about the sleek curves of a 686 or a Python. The GP100, it's divisive. Some folks love its no-nonsense, rugged vibe, like a tool that screams, "I'm here to work." Others say it's a bit of a brick, with that chunky underlug and beefy frame. Even some Taurus revolvers lean into those classic, graceful lines more than the GP100 does. Ruger carried over some Security 6 styling, which loyalists dig, but it's not winning any beauty contests for everyone. The original rubber grips with wood inserts, same deal. Some shooters swear they soak up recoil like a champ. Others think they're kinda meh compared to Smith & Wesson's polished wood grips. But here's the thing. Ruger didn't build the GP100 to sit in a display case. It's a workhorse, not a show pony. Its performance speaks louder than its looks, especially when you're hammering out hot magnums. Over time, plenty of folks come around to its tough guy charm. Now let's talk real-world cred. Most cops carry semi-autos these days, but the GP100's still out there in some serious circles. Greece's ECAM counter-terrorist unit trusts it. Those guys don't mess around, so that's a big thumbs up. Serbia's special anti-terrorist unit has been linked to it too. These teams need gear that won't choke in high-stakes moments, and a revolver's simplicity, 38 plus P rounds. There's even a special version for the New York Police Department, the GPNY. It's double action only, per NYPD rules, for a consistent trigger pull every time. Same tough-as-nails build, just tailored for the job. When elite units pick the GP100, you know it's not just talk. It's a revolver you can bet your life on. And there you have it, the Ruger GP100, A revolver that's more like a freaking tank. It grew out of the Security 6, rocked a triple locking cylinder for extra toughness, and ditched the side plate for a frame that just won't quit. That grip peg system? Total game changer. And with all those caliber options, it's way more versatile than most folks give it credit for. Heck, even Special Forces types have put their trust in it. So what do you think? Got any GP100 stories or fun facts we didn't cover? Drop them in the comments. I want to hear them. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button. Share it with your gun-loving buddies and hit subscribe. Don't forget to tap that bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you in the next one.